Then there's no time
More
to
rings in
waste.
the average jewelry store. It's Superman 64. Welcome back. We're on stage 3, ride stage 2. And the suffering continues. Whereas we might have had a little bit of fun on the last level, that will not be the case on this level. I'm sure that everything will be terrible and that the world is coming to an end. So, pretty much standard. I don't have much to say about the level because obviously there's only so much you can say when you're just flying through rings constantly. It's pretty painful. So yeah, we're back. Still playing rings. I guess I could turn the display size down a little bit to help with the frame rate, but I don't know how much that'll truly help because you still have to play the game. But it may help with missing some of the rings because of the erratic frame rate, which just occasionally get out of the wall. Occasionally will just speed up or slow down whenever it feels like it. Okay, there's one. 3 robots throwing mines around a building for some reason. Good lord. Probably be easier if I could hear the game sound. But that's okay. I think we should be able to do it all the same. They give us plenty of time for this. Come here. Mine throwing robot. I might actually die here if I get hit one more time. Nope, we're good. Just barely survived. Excellent. That's one ring section we don't have to redo. Oh man, and the timer creeps its way up. The first section was pretty short, but gets pretty wacky. Gonna get to like 10-minute times. I think this level hits like basically 8 minutes, I think, is the highest it gets for this one, which is still a long damn time to be going through these friggin' rings, man. But with the larger time limits, usually they give you a little bit more generous of a window versus like some of the early ones. You pretty much had to hit every single ring within a reasonable time, like without too many mistakes or you're screwed. On these you can kind of take your time a little bit more. And at least we'll get to see more of Metropolis, I guess. I think this is Lex Tower that we just went past here. We'll be ending up the level there, but we have to fly through miles of rings before we can do that. Top tier. So, you know, this really the main issue is that you have to play the game on Superman mode in order to get the real ending, and you can play it on lower difficulties and then there's just no rings. I think you just basically fly to a specific location. I haven't actually played the game on the easier difficulties because I don't want to play this game more than absolutely necessary. I'm sure you all can understand that. But yeah, if you don't play the game on the hardest difficulty, then you're a scrub, basically, according to the game. So we are no scrub. Therefore, we must struggle and fly through the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rings. I mean, there have been other games that have done like a fly through rings like kind of thing, but it's been like a very short experience, I think. Like, you know, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, like on like some flying flying type games. And typically those are more laid back too. But to have literally half of your game, well, half of the levels at least, I mean the total runtime, you're going to be spending the vast majority of it in the rings. Like the level, like the walk around, do stuff stages, like the second stage, are theoretically much faster than these. But you have half the stages in the game are ring stages, so you're going to be spending the vast majority of your time in the game flying through the frickin' rings. So, you know, just truly astonishing choice of gameplay material. This skateboarder, please don't get murdered by the dudes. I think there are dudes up top, but I don't know if I had to kill them as well. But after we take care of the dudes on the walkway, we will try it out and make sure that he doesn't get wasted by them. I think they pretty much don't really shoot at him at all, so we should be alright. Okay, well, hopefully it'll die over here. That would be embarrassing. Oh, he killed himself. How kind. We'll watch little Johnny skateboard to the end. In all his lo-fi goodness. That face. That's a face only a mother could love. If he even has a face, it's kind of hard to tell. He's kind of just like a little blob. I think he's almost there. Come on, Timmy. Can't you skateboard a little faster for me? Alright. So this is, I think, the second to last. I think there's one more section of rings after this, unfortunately. So, I mean, playtime-wise, I think I'll actually get through this one faster than the the indoor stage in the dam, but we'll see. I'm slightly better at the game than I was in the first stage. Do emphasize the slightly there. As the rings continue to move in wacky patterns, I'm sure that my performance will go down accordingly. It's just so weird because the stick is so sensitive that if you, like, you're supposed to do these like very subtle movements, but if you jerk it too much, then he like goes all over the place and it's just obnoxious to control. It just baffles the mind that this was considered worthy of production launch. Oh man. Some poor kid went to Blockbuster, saw Superman and was like, hey, I like Superman, and asked his mom to rent the game for him, and that's the only game he gets through the weekend, and he was stuck with this piece of crap. And it's hard to figure out what to do, and you fall through the floor half the time, and Superman is terrible to control. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's grew up with this game and hated their parents for it. And what can you do? It's like, it's just the way it is, kid. Sometimes you get some good stuff from Blockbuster, sometimes you get this. I can just imagine the disappointment of coming back, popping it in, and being like, this is it? Just spending forever trying to get past the first stage because the frickin' police car gets blown up every single time. having to redo the ring sections over and over. I think that's actually an outlawed form of torture in the Geneva Conventions. Oh, good lord. Might as well go back for this one. That's actually a way that they interrogate, is by forcing people to play Superman 64 over and over. It was outlawed shortly after the game was released. They just knew. Parents, instead of putting their kids in timeout, would sit them in front of the 64 and they just knew what was coming. Fly through the rings. After you get through stage 2, stage 1, after you get through the ring stages, then you can talk about what you've done, Timmy. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, so we only have a minute, so let's not screw this up. Okay, I flew into it, but I didn't fly into it goodly enough. Thank you. Where is the other guy? Over here. Much cleaner grab that time. Alright, final arena section. Might actually get through this in one take. That'd be pretty cool. Off to a good start. Skip the first ring. Already skipping a grace ring. That's what you like to see. I mean, like, if there was only like one stage in the game and like the average ring timer was like 3 minutes instead of the 7 or 8 minutes that it was given that we were given just now, it probably wouldn't be that bad. Or like if there was like a little bit more grace for it, I guess, because like failing a 30-second minigame in which you have to figure out what to do instantaneously and then having to fly through 7 minutes of rings as punishment for not instantaneously figuring out what to do in a 30-second challenge. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was a little bit more of a checkpoint system, I guess. Like if you made it to the minigame, you like either make the timer longer or just give you more time. Oh, well, that's the same thing twice. Make the timer longer, or make it easier to checkpoint throughout the rings, because just having to fly through 7 minutes of rings just because you screwed up on a, like, grabbing a mine throw or whatever, with how clunky the game controls, it's just very mean. Which, I'm sure there's someone that's good at this game. Like, the world record speedrun of this is, there's like 2 categories. So there's like the any percent, which is when you're playing it on like the easy difficulty, and it makes the game go way faster because you don't fly through rings. Good lord, come on, I was in that one. And then there's the Superman percent, which is like 3 times longer, just because of the ring stages. Because the actual like walk around stages, basically in the speedrun, you just clip through the wall because it's so easy to do that. There's a reliable wall clip in every single level, which makes the speedrun much faster. But you still there's no wall clip for this unless somebody figures out a way to bypass the rings. The ring sections will be a part of the speedruns. So I think the top one right now sets the view to the 60%, where it's like super small and hard to see, and that makes the game run better because it's not rendering as much. But with the trade-off of being freaking hard to see what's going on. Where did that ring go? Oh, I'm right on top of it. I guess theoretically the optimal strategy as far as speedrunning would be to play on the 20% where you can't see anything. I can demonstrate that. I think I showed it off in the... What the fuck was going on there? Let me pause real quick. So yeah, so you can do the So this is kind of what they play on for the speedrun, which is not too bad. It's a little tricky, but like playing on the 20%, like the game runs very well because it's rendering like basically Game Boy resolution. But playing through the entire game like this would just drive you bonkers. I guess you could, like if you were streaming it or whatever through OBS, you could zoom in and make it a little bit easier. I don't know if that would be considered cheating, but I am absolutely not going to play this. That's kind of weird how that happens. I guess we'll do normal. I've had it on cinema this whole time. I didn't really realize that this gives you a little bit more vision, and Superman isn't quite as squashed. But yeah, the frame rate speeding up and slowing down constantly is a little bit of an issue because you are trying to compensate for the speed that you're going, and then all of a sudden he goes really fast or really slow or whatever. It's pretty wacky. But yeah, optimal speedrun strategy would probably be play 20%, but good luck. If somebody wants to do the speedrun right now, they don't accept. I looked it up just to see, and you're not allowed to use an emulator for the runs currently, which means you have to have both a way of capturing RCA input and also. Oh, it wasn't the last resession. Cool. Yeah, you have to have a way of capturing RCA input, but also... Goodness gracious. But also... Let me finish this before, because apparently I can't think and do this at the same time. Oh boy, that might actually be a problem. Nope, we're good. Okay. Yeah, you have to have a way of capturing RCA input, which most people don't just have a capture card unless they already make videos, but, you know, that's not too hard to come by. I think this one costs like $50, the one that I bought. Or you can get like one of those $10 Chinese ones and hope that it works. That's also a thing. But yeah, even if you have that, then you have to own a copy of this game, which, I mean, I guess again, that's not very hard to acquire. I think you can find like a copy for like 10, 15 bucks on eBay, something like that, depending on how close you are to the person and paying shipping or whatever. So it's not that bad, but then, you know, you have to have a way of actually recording the game, you know, so you gotta be close to a computer of some kind. If you have a laptop, that could work. If you're just playing it through the capture card, though, like I am, you're not going to have any sound for the game, which may take out of the humorous nature, or I'll probably miss out on some audio cues or whatever. I don't know if there's a way that I could get it to stream the audio to my headphones. Could probably figure something out, but for the time being, I'll suffer in silence. Honestly, it might be better just because there's like one music track that plays throughout the entire game, and it's pretty obnoxious to be hearing the same track over and over and over. Just like a retail worker, hearing the same 20 songs on the radio station. It's pretty rough, but you know, that's the Superman way. We only got licensed for Superman. We couldn't get any of the music. The music was too expensive. Guess that's how that worked out. Just riveting gameplay here. So I believe this actually is the last string section, I think. This should put us in front of LexCorp at the end of it. I think. Ugh. Come on. Thank you. I think I got that one, yeah. Son of a diddly. It's really something. It's a special place for, you know, you just want to come back after a long day and unwind playing Superman 64. if you actually do that, you're probably a psychopath. Although I know people do play... No, 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 no. That was close. I thought I ran through this one. I know there are some people that, you know, that play a bunch of hard games. Like, I've played Dark Souls and, like, Cuphead and, you know, some other difficult games, like the original Legend of Zelda is pretty difficult, I would say. At least somewhat difficult, given that a lot of it's just figuring out where to go next. But the dungeons are pretty challenging. But people do play difficult games as a way to, like, unwind after work, which, like, if I tried to play, like, Dark Souls, I could probably do just because I've played it enough that I know where the issue areas are. So that's not too bad. Hey, look, it's Lexcorp, but yeah, playing hard games after a long day, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. But Superman won! One take, baby! We made it. So, according to my timer here, I think we're at about 20-ish minutes of flying through rings, so that was riveting. I managed to find something to say throughout the whole way, so that was cool. Yes, no nipples. Save level 3. Replace game. Now we're on stage 4, baby. LexCorp! And we'll see you guys in the next episode. So thanks for watching this. Don't know why you would want to watch flying through a bunch of rings, but hey, there it is.